So there I was, minding my own business, thinking about how much I love the anime My Dress Up Darling and lamenting that we only have 2 episodes left, and I ran across a video titled, "You Don't Hate Anime Fans Enough," with My Dress Up Darling being the subject. So welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yeah, let's check this out, because you're right, you don't hate anime fans enough. At least not these modern anime fans, these tourists, which is what I can only assume this video is going to be about. So, let's figure it out before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And, yes, this was for all my Dress Up Darling fans out there. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we're dealing with another round of social media users, Twitter in particular, who are unable to separate fiction from reality.
I knew it! Out the gate, it's gonna be one of these tourists that can't understand there's a difference between drawings and cartoons and fiction and real fucking people. How much, I promise you guys, I haven't seen this. This is a blind reaction, but how much y'all want to bet this is gonna boil down to a, oh my god, she's 16 argument. Mind you, this is a high school romance show, yes, obviously. So, alright, let's go.
And what we're dealing with is the second season of My Dress Up Darling, an anime that has really separated a lot of tourists from the normal anime fans. Now, a related tweet involving the second season has gone viral for reasons that really just expose all of the weirdos on Twitter. The tweet was made by Chibi Reviews, someone who
Why am I not shocked that Chibi Reviews is at the heart of this controversy?
I definitely respect.
That's not a dog at Chibi, by the way. I think his videos are great. It's just, he's kind of a master at doing this.
Someone I recommend is a content creator, someone who receives a lot of flack for basically just making reasonable points about anime and fictional content in general, but he made this tweet talking about My Dress Up Darling in the second season, and this scene in particular where he says,
alright, in the manga, her... Oh, I guess I was going to say her boobs were showing. Okay, they're censoring My Dress Up Darling. In the manga, her boobs or her tits or something like that. Is that what was showing? I mean, again, I don't know what time slot it's on. I don't know if the censorship is going to be because of, so let's say Dragon Ball Super to Dragon Ball Z, for example. Very easy, normally friendly thing that everybody can relate to. Dragon Ball Z is far more violent than Dragon Ball Super, because Dragon Ball Super's time slot is in a more heavily censored daytime, I believe Sunday slot compared to when Dragon Ball Z was on. I don't know if this censorship has anything to do with ideological stuff. Maybe it has to do with the Japanese television network rules. We'll see.
they are censoring My Dress Up Darling. In the manga, her nips were showing.
Nips, okay.
And he's right. They censored this scene. The manga chapter versus the actual anime adaptation was censored. And this is an objectively true statement, but people on Twitter would absolutely go insane, and they would say the most unhinged things in response to what Chibi Reviews said right here. But before we get into those unhinged responses, here's some good news. I have a collaboration with Epic.
We'll let the ad read play out. We are aping his content.
Darling Straub, we have this new set of desk mats that are now live. The Rev X Straub collaboration. As you can see, there's 2 desk mats, and they are gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the first one. I mean, come on.
They are nice looking products, I'll be real. They are nice. I mean, I ain't gonna buy one. I got myself a nice Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball Magic the Gathering playmat that I use. But
and this one,
they're nice.
I hate to be biased, but this is my favorite. The sort of stained glass art here we have. Dude, can we just appreciate how good this is? And I've received these mats in person. They're amazing. The quality is unmatched. Here's some more examples. It looks amazing, guys. I will put a link
Hashtag not
to
sponsored
this
on my end. I'm just doing this for the love of the game.
Pin comment and the description. Please check it out because this is such a cool collaboration. It looks so good. Thank you, guys. So let's get back to the content, ladies and gentlemen. So again, here's the
wait. Why did he censor nips in the beginning but not here? Is it because of YouTube's like, oh, so in the first? Okay, I get it. Never mind.
Tweet from Chibi Reviews. And a lot of people are very upset, including those in the community notes section. The contributors are fighting very hard to censor what this guy is saying. So here's the first one saying, these are, by the way, recommended. They're not official, but they're trying to get this publicly posted on his tweet. It says, the following image is from a released set of preview images for the upcoming My Dress Up Darling episode that's scheduled to release on September 6th.
Okay, wait. So how old is this video then? Because wait, this video is from 3 days ago, and it is okay. So it released because I was saying I saw this episode. Me and Sydney literally watched this episode that night it dropped. Okay, never mind. We're good.
While the preview image might have been censored in quotes, there is no official confirmation that it happened until the episode releases.
Well, I will tell you guys because the episode did release. I think it released. Yeah, September 6th. Yes, it was censored. I mean, again, I've never read the manga. I didn't even know it was censored. Cinevere has read the manga. She didn't comment on it being censored. Like, I am an anti-censorship guy. I don't like censorship. I do think that, censoring an artist's original intent is wrong. By the same token, whether her nips are shown in that scene or whatnot also doesn't alter the context of the scene in any way, shape, or form. She's alone in her bedroom looking at underwear. Like, the exact same points conveyed. So, like, while I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's okay to censor it. Like, it's not. Censorship's bad, but by the same token, this also isn't at the level of, like, intentionally botched localizations and translations, which I have seen in this particular anime.
Another person says, not censorship, just a direction change to avoid having the increase in age rating by IRIN, or Film Classification and Rating Organization of Japan. It's been rated PG-13 since debut.
Now, let's say that's true. Actually, that's a pretty interesting thing. So, not censorship, just a direction change to avoid having it. But that's fine. But that is censorship. Like, when you change direction to make content more palatable for a different audience or for a wider audience, then you are censoring or self-censoring. That is still censorship. Now, again, you could argue the merits of whether or not it should be done. Hey, you can get more ad revenue, you can get more merch sales if you've got a younger audience. And again, that's kind of what I assume. Like I said, when I made that Dragon Ball comparison, Dragon Ball Z to Super, it was in a different time slot, which was not near as lenient as the original Dragon Ball Z time slot. Therefore, they had to tone down the violence. Again, that pretty much exactly what I'm getting at here, if this is true. Now, we could argue the merits, but, I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
Of Japan, it's been rated PG-13 since debut. And another person says, this is not censorship. Under Article 175 of the Penal Code, Japanese law prohibits the so-called display of obscene materials, which prohibits the exposure of genitals and private parts.
I don't think that's accurate whatsoever, because I've watched a whole lot of High School DxD, and they don't censor shit in that.
Fan service does exist, but sexual depictions tend to be handled with caution.
I think that's a fine sentence. Yeah, fan service exists. Sexual depictions tend to be handled with content. That's not a declaration of necessity or pro-censorship. That's just stating the fact that sexual depictions tend to, which, err on the side of, being handled with caution. I think that's a fair statement. You can, like, disagree that you don't like that or whatnot, but it's true that happens, yeah.
And then you see the no note needed section saying, regardless of broadcasting rules by law, this is a form of censorship, and there's examples of censorship already taking place, similar to what the original poster is talking about.
Now, I would say this is correct. I would actually say this is objectively correct. Now, it's not, again, censorship like to the extreme degrees that we're used to seeing, but yeah, Chibi is objectively correct here. This is censorship from the source material, if it is the case that her nipples were showing. So, yeah, that's, yeah, no note needed. Like, it's just, if he's stating a fact, then why would you need a note?
Take it to the comments. I can't tell you how many times there's been a proposed note on a tweet where it's just a different opinion. If you have a different opinion, take it to the replies, not try to go off and propose a note that'll be officially applied to the tweet. But anyways, Chibi Reviews would collect some of the more unhinged posts. Here are some examples. This person saying, isn't she like 15 years old in this scene? Here's another one from a Hunter x Hunter profile picture saying, I hate Chibi so much, bro, going crazy over a 15-year-old anime girl.
Like, again, To me, this is the problem with the vast majority of modern anime fans. Like, when I say modern, I mean those that got into anime relatively recently, have no knowledge or respect for what came before. Again, first of all, it's a fucking cartoon. For one, it's a fucking cartoon. Man, show these clowns some old school Looney Tunes back when they were allowed to be racist and drink and smoke and shit. You're gonna melt their minds, bro. But beyond that, no, it goes beyond that, because whether you like this content or not, really doesn't matter. There's a million different anime out there, alright? There's a lot of it. Anime in a genre, it's a medium. If you don't like this particular one, watch one that you do like. If you don't like that one, watch something else. If you don't like any of it and you're just using anime for clout, get the fuck out. We don't want you here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It just shows that these folks can't understand what objectivity is, because whether you like what Chibi said or not, it is objectively true. So, like, when Chibi didn't even give his opinion. He didn't even say, it pisses me off that they're censoring it. They are censoring My Dress Up Darling. That's not even him giving an opinion. That is a statement. So really, you don't know what his view. Now, to be fair, it's Chibi. We all know his views. He's probably pissed off that they're censoring it or whatnot. But you are making an assumption when you state stuff like this.
Bazingas. She's 16, lol. Anime dudes really be borderline predators?
You can say pedos, dude. You're 5 minutes into your fucking video. You can say pedo. Jesus. Oh, I forgot. This is on Twitch. Maybe you can't say that on Twitch. I don't know.
Well, anyways, here's some more tweets from this very intelligent user saying, anyone mad about a 15-year-old character not showing their nipples, I don't give a F. If she's not real, game end yourself.
I cannot say enough how much I fucking hate this softening of language. I loathe it, dude. There is... Look... Oh no, I'm worried I'm gonna get banned from Twitch. My advertising revenue's gonna go away. Then move to fucking Kick or something, dude. Then move to Kick. Get the fuck off Twitch anyway. What? You still trying to pull viewers from Hassan Piker? And this isn't to dig at Rev, I don't know Rev. I've never really talked to Rev. Whatever. It's just the softening of language is what got us in this predicament in the first place. The fact that these people are able to rise up and say things like, oh, she's 15 years old, even though she's not real. Kill yourself. Like, yeah, they're able to get away with that because you've already bowed and kowtowed to their rules by censoring yourself. So no, let's read this the proper way. Anyone mad about a 15-year-old character not showing their nipples, I don't give a fuck if she's not real, kill yourself. That's how it should have been read. That's how you should have read it, and I'm going to read it the proper way. That being said, yeah, the character's not real. So you know what? Shut the fuck up. Kill yourself.
So this very empathetic individual wants people to off themselves over fictional content. They care more about fictional characters than real people. But this one right here, oh, this is the toast of everything we're seeing today. So this account called Nyanoti says, but why do you need to see a 16-year-old's nips?
I would like to remind everybody where I stand on this. Look, I'm not into anime characters. I'm believe it or not, I'm not that sort of weeb. I do love me some anime, and I tell you, I watch My Dress Up Darling every week. I fucking love My Dress Up Darling. And I've seen some old school '90s anime. Some of y'all probably never even heard of. Like I go deep, okay? I'm a legit weeb, not like you posers out here that start getting into it until 2020 and whatnot, right? But here's the dealio. I don't fucking go into anime girls, alright? Never have, never will, just not my thing. So, it's not a matter of whether someone, needs to or whatnot. Doesn't appeal to me. That being said, it's a fucking cartoon. It's not goddamn real. The voice actress is a grown-ass adult, so it's not even like what Cuties was doing, which was hiring actual underage girls to perform these terrible behaviors in front of other real adult men. These are fucking actors. They're playing a job. And I'll say the same thing about this that I said in the video I did. What was it called? The high school DxD stuff, where high school sex comedies have always existed. American Pie is a high school sex comedy. Revenge of the Nerds, high school sex comedy. I mean, Porky's, we can go on and on and on. If it's okay for adults to pretend to be high schoolers and be in these sex comedies because they're fun, because they're funny, whatever, and those show nudity, guess what? It's definitely okay for fucking anime to do it when they're goddamn cartoons. Shut the fuck up.
First of all, this is an OnlyFans account right here, and the hypocrisy...
Don't none of y'all watching this go looking this brought up. I know you gooners. Don't stay strong, men.
is insane. Let's start with this. Retweeting someone who's cosplaying as Hatsune Miku, who is canonically 16 years old. And I'm not scrolling down. It's a very sexual image. And they say, I'm no better than a man.
The hypocrisy getting caught in 4K, son.
So they thirst over people cosplaying underage characters, but judge Chibi Reviews for talking about Marin Kitagawa and censorship. And here's another one where they reposted this cosplay of Elizabeth Leones, who is a 16-year-old character. They even included a sexualized image of this character. And again, they seem to have no problem with that. And it gets worse. So they said, basically, this is me, including many sexualized images of underage anime characters. And oh, it gets worse.
It's almost as if the hypocrisy knows no bounds. It's almost as if they only come after Chibi because they don't like Chibi's politics. It's only they come after Chibi because they don't like his point of view. It's only because it has nothing to do with any sort of philosophical or intellectual consistency. Yeah, dude, these people are clowns. And the unfortunate part, gatekeeping doesn't do anything at this point. Anime's blown up to such a massive degree. Anime is literally part of the mainstream cultural zeitgeist at this point. There is no amount of gatekeeping that will fix this because we've already let all these freaks in.
It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. They're posting GIFs of underage characters kissing. I guess it's Yuri, so it doesn't really count, according to weirdos like this. But it gets worse. They made a sexualized cosplay of Marin Kitagawa.
That's pretty amazing. This might be the best. Over here, throwing a bitch fit at Chibi for just pointing out censorship while actively cosplaying a sexualized version of the same character that you're throwing a fit about. It's underage, whatever. I love the smell of hypocrisy in the morning.
This is the person who was saying...
by the way, this is still not a fucking okay. Nobody go and look into this bitch's OnlyFans.
Chibi Reviews was wrong for pointing out censorship, but this person is cosplaying as the same character. It's actually insane. It's literally insane. And also, let me go back, by the way. This account right here, they literally have a cropped picture of Marin Kitagawa with her cleavage showing. This is hentai. They reposted this, but then they go after Chibi Reviews.
Okay, he's talking about the profile picture. I won't lie, I didn't know this. So apparently the profile picture that you can see like right here is like some knockoff hentai version of the main character from My Dress Up Darling. So yeah, that's even better. I won't lie, I never would have caught that. I'm pretty questionable why Rev caught it, but you know.
For pointing out an objectively true statement about censorship, I got nothing to say, man. And here's another account with hundreds of thousands of followers saying anime fans, when their poontang accidentally has a show.
Dude, it's porn. By the way, poontang isn't even like adjacent to porn. Like that's not even an alternative way. Like people say corn, which is really fucking stupid. But poontang, it means pussy. What are you fucking doing?
Well, seeing that, and you immediately think of adult content, bit of a self-projection, but here's another one saying this dude has gotten so annoying over the past year. And this person says, this is the button you're looking for. Then you can stop being a whiny crybaby.
No. You can't do that. You can't just go around and blot Chibi Reviews, because if you do that, then how are you going to get your sweet, sweet virtue signaling points on the internet? I mean, if you're not able to quote tweet an image and say how outraged you are at what a morally virtuous person you are in regards to him, you are above him, how are you going to get the 4 likes that are going to give you the dopamine hit to get you through your day at the office, assuming that you don't have the level of autism that keeps you in your parents' basement with a gun out your mouth? Just curious.
And that you can block Chibi Reviews or anyone else that you don't like on social media. And they say, you're an easily offended idiot. That's you. That's literally you. What are you talking about, bro? Here's another one saying, a fully grown adult unable to hide their desires and urges towards a 15-year-old, they're not real, for not showing her nips. How utterly disgusting and disgraceful behavior. In quotes, oh, it's an anime, it's fictional.
Yes, that's literally it. It is anime. It is fictional. Again, I know I said this in my video the other day, but you know good goddamn well these motherfuckers have seen like American Pie. Or worse than that, you know good goddamn well these motherfuckers are 15 and got pronouns in their bios and probably diddled by their cousin or their uncle or their chief person in their church or whatnot, which has given them this warped sense of sexuality. Point is, the projection goes hard, son.
End quote. Shut the F up. If he thinks like this, I'm sure he would see real life kids that way. Keep your kids away. Brother, fiction.
I don't know that I've ever heard, and I'm pretty sure studies have been done on this, by the way. I could be wrong here, and if you guys want to show me in the comments, cite some sources and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure they've actually done studies on this. This show that there is literally zero correlation to, like, the fictionalized females, like very obviously fiction females. I'm not talking about like real actresses that are doing porn or whatnot, but like cartoon character females and proclivity towards children. I've never seen a study that shows that. I'm pretty sure the studies like, show the opposite, but I'm willing to be wrong.
I'm a little dramatic today. I'm sorry. What are you doing? Can you not separate fiction from reality?
The dealio is, if I'm going to be completely honest, and I don't know if Rev doesn't know this or doesn't care to talk about it or it's not part of his brand or whatnot, but here's the dealio. Most of these people, I would think, do know fiction from reality. They do. They don't actually care about this, right? They need something to feel good about. They need something to fight. They need some sort of strife because humans in their lives crave conflict. You need to find conflict if you're able to, if you want to have any sort of meaning. And since the most they can come up with is, something that is actually real, like child endangerment, child sexual abuse material, whatnot, but you can't really fight that because, you just aid in the proliferation if you were posting that. If you were posting pictures of children being, assaulted, that would mean that you have participated in having the material of the children being assaulted. Things to that effect. So instead, you take the easy way out and you just post about these sorts of fake fictional characters online because you still get the same level of virtue points. You still get the same dopamine hit when people hit that like button and whatnot, but you didn't have to actually do anything. They can separate fiction from reality. They don't actually believe this shit. But it's the easy way out to get the dopamine hit they care about. And want to know how we know? Because I know good goddamn well none of these people posted a damn thing about the child shooting. Or at least I guess we don't know. I mean, I haven't checked these profiles. But I'd be willing to wager a large sum of money that not a single one of these motherfuckers posted anything about the mass shooting that happened by that troon in that church last week.
I'm tired, man. Next week. Whatever. Reminder that she's 15, y'all are effed up in the head for being mad over this stuff. Dude, you have a Hunter x Hunter profile picture. Do you know what goes on in that anime you've dedicated your online presence to? Are you joking? Tourist is not enough. These people go beyond that. But, My Dress Up Darling is really good, but these N-words make it look like...
Okay. I'll let you I'll let you self-censor on that one, Rev, for the same reasons as why I would.
Sooner slop? No, we shouldn't be showing the tits of a 15-year-old. Yeah, they showed it in the manga. Still doesn't mean it right. N-word. Dude, what?
By the way, something can be really good and be Gooner slop. I know he wrote sooner, but like, My Dress Up Darling, let's be real, is a bit of both. Like, it is a high school romance anime comedy. Very adorable, very well written. But it's also about a cosplayer. You can't pretend there's not some Gooner slop in there when talking about fucking cosplay girls. Like, yeah, be real. And it can be both. It's not mutually exclusive.
Right, don't watch it. You can't separate fiction from reality. Just don't watch it. Is it really that big of a deal to... Is it really that big of a deal, you effing gooner? She's 15. Wow. I hope you're,
honestly, she's not 15 because she's not real. However, how long has the manga been around? Like, if you want to ascribe an age to it, wouldn't it actually be the age? Like, let's say the manga's been around 9 years, right? Then it should be 9. Like, I'm trying to figure out what your logic is here. Because if you want to use real-world application, right? Like, okay, then we would have to use how long the manga has been around, because that's what exists in the real world. This girl doesn't exist in the real world, so she can't be 15. You'd have to, again, I don't know how long my Dress Up Darling's been around, so I'm just throwing an arbitrary number out there. But the point is, yes, you see how absurd that sounds to say, oh, she's 9 because the manga's 9. Like, yeah, obviously that's fucking retarded. That's the equivalent they're using when they say she's 15. Well, no, she's not, because she's not real. And again, none of this was even about whether or not you wanted to see 15-year-old anime titties. Like, that's not the point. The point being made is the objectively correct statement that they censored the anime. They censored it from what was in the manga. Now, we can have a discussion as to whether it was good to do so, whether it works to do so, whether there's exceptions to the general anti-censorship sentiments that a lot of people have. There's a brilliant discussion to be had here. None of it has come up in any of this because no one's looking at this with a single bit of nuance because they're all putting words in Chibi's mouth, assumptions about this post when he's just stating an objective fact.
And tweet to your account isn't cringe. Oh, wait, it is. Look at this stuff. Many such cases. Here's another tweet saying, in quotes, oh no, they didn't animate the breasts of a minor with a I show speed gif, which really speaks for itself. But here's another quote that shares good advice, saying the best thing about Chibi is how good he is at attracting antis to one confined post so I can block them all. Facts. Yeah, good post. Good post to end this video on. So as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so that was a pretty interesting one. I mean, at the end of the day, like, again, I've made my thoughts on this very clear, right? Anime is anime. Anime is distinctly different from what we get in the West. And these people, they want Western slop. Like, they know that anime is popular. They know that anime is cool. They know they can grift on anime. And they know they can clout chase off of anime because Netflix made it just the coolest thing ever. All in Netflix original anime, and their consume brains made them realize that anime was cool. But not all anime. Anime is not really cool. It's only like peripherally cool. It's only, cool right now while it's the hip new fad. Marvel movies died out. Star Wars died out. What's the next thing that we can infiltrate and we can ruin with, no regard for the fan base, the fandom, the culture, anything to that effect? So yes, this has been something that's been growing for years now. The bigger anime's gotten, the bigger this sort of brain dead anime fan take has gotten. But it goes so much more beyond that. And the reason I figured this is worth the cover is, I mean, this seems like a slot video, seems like a nothing video, but no, there's a reason that I chose to cover this. This is like an addendum to my high school DxD video, because when the Japanese media sees this, when the entertainment industry in Japan sees these sentiments, they are taking them seriously. And how do we know that? Because we've heard Japanese politicians state as such, not just in video games, or not just in anime, but in video games, in manga. We have heard Japanese politicians and influential members that are in Japan state that as they continue to make their products more global, they need to appeal to the global sensibilities, which couldn't be further from the truth for those of us that actually made your products popular to begin with. So yes, the more we see a proliferation of these freaks shouting and trying to bully actual anime fans for liking the medium as it is, as it was, as it's always been, as it always should be, then yeah, we're actually running a dangerous route of losing the art form as we know it. Again, we saw that a ad for a High School DxD video game was banned in the UK because it assumes the characters are minors because the word high school is in there, but also for using the word harem and boobalicious. Yes, because the words harem and boobalicious were in the ad, the whole ad was banned in the UK. If you didn't see my video on that, definitely check it out. But you get my point. We are going to be seeing, we are seeing an erosion of anime, and it's because of proliferation of posts like this. So, yeah, trust me, I know we're 30 minutes into this, of a fucking 12-minute video that was supposed to be a reaction, but this is a problem, because when you go back and you watch some of the glorious banger anime we had in the 80s and the 90s, even the early 2000s, like up to 2005, 2006, you didn't see this sort of shit. Now, we had some bad dubs, we had some bad localizations, we had some bad translations, things to that effect, but you didn't really see censorship to, this egregious of a degree, mainly because the anime that would need that kind of censorship didn't get wide Western releases because they were very intrinsically Japanese, they were very niche, so they didn't even make their way over here. And honestly, that's probably for the best, and it needs to go back to that. If we're going to be getting not only censorship, but if we're going to be getting people who are fake fans freaking out and accepting censorship, then yeah, honestly, I'd be okay with us getting far less product and let those of us who actually care about anime and care about, this artistic medium in the slightest, seek that shit out ourselves across the seas. Those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word, and please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the anime scene, but video games, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member. For $4.99 a month, you can join the Discord, choose the articles you go over in a day-to-day basis, choose the videos we react to on the live streams, and of course get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought that's interesting to you. Join the Discord, subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.